Are you fed up with the constant sneezing, itching, and feeling like you're always losing the battle against allergies? Imagine if there's a way to break free from these chains that are making you miserable and finally get rid of them. In this video, we'll reveal 10 of the not-so-secret secrets that can help you conquer your allergies for good. So stay tuned because this life-changing information is something you can't afford to miss. Now in this video, we're targeting allergic rhinitis or your common seasonal allergies. This is an all too common condition that affects millions globally. Allergic rhinitis strikes when your immune system overreacts to airborne allergens, resulting in symptoms like sneezing, itching, and running your stuffy nose. But you don't have to live this way. So let's dive into the 10 steps that will help you crush those pesky allergy symptoms forever. First up, take control of your allergies by trying to get rid of as much of the pollen and mucus that collects in your nasal passages. You can do this by using nasal saline irrigation. Devices like the Neti Pot, NeilMed Sinus Rinse, or Navage have been proven to be very effective. Research published in the American Journal of Rhinology and Allergy shows that nasal irrigation with a saline solution effectively removes allergens and mucus from your nasal passages, providing relief from allergy symptoms. Use a Neti Pot or a nasal rinse bottle to gently flush your nasal passages daily during allergy season. I want you to start doing this a couple times a day for the best results. It may seem weird at first, but once you get used to it, it's gonna feel great. Now let's talk about over-the-counter medication that's gonna help you control these symptoms. Your oral antihistamines are probably the most common and popular choice, with first-generation options like diphenhydramine or Benadryl, dimenhydrinate or Dramamine, and chlorpheniramine. These ones have been around the longest and are very effective, but they do cause the most side effects. The biggest ones would be drowsiness and some dry mouth. And they can also require multiple doses during the day. So luckily there's some better options. So enter the second generation antihistamines, like loratadine, fexofenadine, and cetirizine. These are brand names like Claritin, Allegra, and Zyrtec. These work wonders, usually without drowsiness, and they only require once or twice daily dosing. Taking these daily during allergy season can also provide significant relief. They're also available in a combination with Sudafed, a decongestant, for added symptom relief. The benefit to these is that they usually don't cause drowsiness and they start working right away. They're really good for those who just have those occasional symptoms. But when you're having daily symptoms, that's where the next type of medicines can really shine. So our third step, and a game changer for most people, is using a nasal steroid sprays like fluticasone or Flonase, budesonide or Rhinocort, or triamcinolone, or known as Nasacort. These are probably the most effective things that we have out there to combat regular allergy symptoms. They seem to work best though when you start taking them before your allergies really start to act up. They're not immediately effective like the oral medications. In fact, it takes you up to a week or so for you to notice even a significant difference. So be consistent and patient with using it, and it'll usually pay off. The biggest reason that I see that this isn't working for patients is that they're not using it correctly. There actually is a technique of using it that will make it most effective. Most people just take the bottle and stick it straight up their nose and squirt. It can help some, but it doesn't coat all the areas that you need to deep inside the passages that need it. So the technique that works best is this. What you want to do is you want to take your chin and you put it to your chest. You take your bottle and you want to stick it straight up, pointing it to the back of your head, and then angle it slightly out towards the ear of the side you're spraying on. So as you do that, you stick it up, angle it out, you want to plug one side, sniff as you spray. You're going to want to do 2 sprays each side once a day. Now, when you pick a nasal spray, you got to make sure you pick the right one. Those are the ones that we just talked about. What you want to avoid are using the immediate acting or the 12-hour decongestant sprays like Afrin or oxymetazoline. They can be amazingly helpful at first, but if you use them more than 3 or 4 days in a row, you have a high risk of your nose becoming addicted to it. What I mean by that is you can get a severe rebound congestion, or after the medicine wears off, your nasal passages will swell up even more and even worse than they were before. So the only way to keep them open is to keep using Afrin. And once you're stuck in this cycle, it's miserable to get off. So it's best just not to start. Our fourth step, and the next kind of medicine that's available, is for those still battling those itchy eyes. Nasal steroid sprays often help, but if not, over-the-counter eye drops can make a huge difference. One of the most common options is a combination antihistamine and decongestant drop. It's called Nafazoline and phenyramine. You can find it in brands like Nafcon A, Visine A, or Opcon A. They're effective for short-term use, but you need to be careful with these as well. Remember our discussion about Afrin? Well, these drops can do the same thing, just in the eyes. If you use them for more than a couple weeks in a row, you can get the same kind of rebound redness that you would in your nose. Longer term options are the newer mast cell stabilizing drops. These are medicines like olaptidine, alcaftidine, and ketotifen. which are found in brands like Alloway, Zaditor, Pataday, or Elasticraft. These are a much better option if you need to use them. Now, the best things about all these medications and treatments is that they all can be used together. So here's how I recommend to patients to use these medications. Pick an over-the-counter medicine like a Zyrtec or an Allegra and start using that. Get the saline rinse device that you're most comfortable with and start using that as well. Now, right after using the saline rinse is a great time to use the allergy spray because you've cleaned out your passages and it really absorbs a lot better. And if your eyes are bugging you, then you get some drops. Keep on all these for the next couple weeks, but hopefully, once the nasal steroid spray starts to kick in, then you can start decreasing or even stopping the use of the pills or the eye drops. But you can continue using them all together if you need to. So these first few steps have just focused on some of the medications that you can get at your local pharmacy. That, for the majority of people, will do the trick without any extra effort. However, if you really want to take control to the next level, you'll want to start focusing on the next steps. Step 5 is you want to modify your diet. Research in the journal Nutrients reveals that a diet high in antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids can help reduce inflammation and allergy symptoms. So start by looking at your diet. Get rid of processed foods and instead work on incorporating fruits, vegetables, and fish into your meals. If you're sensitive to certain foods like dairy, gluten, or nuts, then try and stay away from them. Doing so will not only be a boon to your overall health, but it will create an environment where your body doesn't react as much to the allergens. Now, step 6, we want you to exercise regularly. A study in the Journal of Sports Medicine shows that regular exercise can enhance your immune system and lessen the severity of allergy symptoms. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise on most days. And if outdoor allergies are a concern, make sure you exercise indoors or during low pollen count times. So for step 7, I want you to keep your home clean. A study in the Annals of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology found that reducing allergen exposure through frequent cleaning can significantly reduce allergy symptoms. So vacuum your home at least once a week and wash your bedding in hot water to kill dust mites. Step 8 involves incorporating locally sourced honey into your diet. While the data isn't entirely conclusive, enough studies suggest the potential benefit in using locally sourced honey to help alleviate allergy symptoms. The theory is that honey contains small amounts of pollen from local plants, and consuming it regularly helps your body build a tolerance to the allergens in the pollen and decrease how much your body reacts to them. Step 9 is investing in an air purifier. A study in the journal Environmental Health and Preventative Medicine shows that HEPA air purifiers can effectively remove 99.97% of airborne allergens, including pollen, mold spores, and pet dander. Using an air purifier in your home creates a cleaner environment, making it easier to breathe. You can choose single room filters or you can opt for a whole house HEPA filter in your home furnace unit. Additionally, consider having your air ducts cleaned periodically to also reduce allergens. So now for the final step. Figure out what your allergies really are. Now I know that you're probably wondering why you wouldn't do this in the first place. And well, you certainly can, but hear me out. To find out what is causing your allergies, you need to go through expensive allergy testing, typically with an allergist. And for most people, once you find out what your allergies are, the treatments are typically going to be the same ones that we've just gone over. So most people can save themselves a lot of money and time, just start working on these treatments. Now there certainly is a role for allergy testing, and if nothing's working, that definitely needs to be your next step. But it isn't always the best thing to run to first. Where allergy testing can help is with guiding you in different treatment options like allergy shots, more modifications to your home, moving, or even rehoming a pet. But if you find yourself in this situation, visit with your doctor and they can direct you to the best way to do that. So hopefully you've seen that conquering allergies is possible with these 10 life-changing steps. By taking charge of your environment, adopting healthier habits, and utilizing the right treatments, you can finally break free from the relentless grasp of allergies. Embrace the opportunity to breathe easier, live more comfortably, and say goodbye to allergies for good. Like we mentioned at the beginning, one of the best ways to have good sinus health is through rinsing them with salt water. There are some great ways to do this, and if you continue to watch in this video right here, we're going to walk you through exactly how to do it so it can be effective for you. And for everybody else, we want to thank you for spending time with us here today at Family Med, and just want to remind you to take care of your body because it's the only one you have.